My name's David Heredia. Name of the business is Heredia Designs. I got into the Big Brothers Big Sisters program when I was 10 years old. It was 1987.
David Heredia, a successful animator in Los Angeles, is proof of the difference a big can make in the life of a child. To appreciate how far David's come, it's important to understand the journey that brought him here.
Rutgers Street, growing up in the neighborhood in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, at that time it was really infested with drugs and drug dealers.
David grew up in a New York City housing development, a place where the extraordinary was the ordinary.
So several of my brother's friends were killed, and I remember just, being in the neighborhood, hearing gunshots, knowing that it was a gunshot, knowing that somebody probably got killed, and just continuing to play whatever I was playing. It was just a part of life, as long as I didn't get involved with that, population, then, I was good, and I knew I wasn't gonna have any problems.
David may have lacked resources, but he never lacked love and support from his mom and brothers.
Yeah, my mom, she's being raised by my mother, single mom. She's like my super mom. She's my hero.
David's mother always wanted the best for her kids, so when David was 10, she made an important phone call to Big Brothers Big Sisters.
We get calls every day from moms and guardians who care about their children so much and want the very best for them, but they're struggling on their own. They need more help, and that's what a BIG is. A BIG is that extra support that helps a parent help a child achieve in life.
When my mother told me she wanted to sign me up with the program, I wasn't really interested. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really interested in getting involved in it. And when Gerald, my big brother, when I first met him, the first meeting was a very awkward one. And just to describe how he looked, he's about 6'1". He, brown hair, clean cut. He kind of looked like Ringo from the Beatles. That was the first thing I thought of. I just remember when the meeting was over, my mother asked me to walk them downstairs. And when we walked downstairs, it was the actual first time that I actually walked with, a white person in my block. It sounds crazy, right? And I just remember feeling so uncomfortable. It was the most uncomfortable feeling, at that time.
Although there were clearly differences between them, it didn't stop David and Gerald from building a meaningful friendship. They spent every Saturday together. They went to parks, museums, and ball games. They even traveled overseas. They opened new doors for each other.
The best way to explain it is kind of like a rubber band, right? If you take a rubber band and you stretch it out, when you put it back, it's not at its original shape anymore. It'll never go back to its original shape. So Gerald basically would take different opportunities, present me with different options, and in doing so, he was basically stretching my mind into, new things. So by the time, that experience ended, I became a lot more, aware of what's going on outside of just my neighborhood.
Gerald recognized David's intelligence and motivation, his passion for drawing. He encouraged his little to dream big and helped him along the way.
I think if I wouldn't have met Gerald, I probably would not have gotten as far, achieved as much as I have achieved. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't have achieved anything because, like I said, a lot of credit has to go to my mother and my brothers. But, Gerald helped provide lots of options that, or questions that made me think.
It was his friendship with David that opened Gerald's eyes to the needs of urban youth and inspired him to create Year Up.
Gerald, no doubt, would have done amazing things, whether he'd been a big brother or not. But the fact that his experience as a big and his understanding of the challenges that so many children faced galvanized his passion and his intellect to create an impactful organization like Year Up is fantastic. And it just shows you the power of Big Brothers Big Sisters, not only to change one child's life, but to change many children's lives.
25 years later, David and Gerald's friendship is stronger than ever. An amazing example of the possibilities that exist when a big and little are matched.
I think that the Big Brothers Big Sisters program is doing an incredible thing because they're helping to offer kids guidance. You know, it's kind of like you get in your car and you know you want to go somewhere, but you just don't know how to get there. And I feel like Gerald gave me the roadmap. It's sad because I think that there are a lot of people in my neighborhood who wish they had an opportunity to have a roadmap, you know, laid out for them. And I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful.